What I would tell students looking for a career in marketing and communications is to view your career not as a ladder, but as a playground. And, when I tell people that, what I mean is, it's not a straight line, and that's not fun anyway. Who wants to just go, up one way and that's it, and then you're done? A playground gives you this opportunity to explore different areas, to do different things. One day you may be climbing that rock wall on the side of that playground, and another day you may be taking a slide and having fun, and then the next day you may be on the swing set going just as high as you can. And whatever you're doing is giving you fulfillment and joy. And so finding different aspects of your career and always looking for what's going to give me fulfillment and what am I going to be able to contribute to as well. And so don't think of yourself as having to climb some corporate ladder, but think of yourself as how can I best engage in a way that's meaningful to me and that's going to be meaningful to my company. I was attracted to Ole Miss as a high schooler, and I was in Texas, and I actually loved Faulkner, and I was an oddity in my high school for loving Faulkner. And I remember my English teacher telling me that she'd one time been to his home in Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is located, and I was so intrigued, and I told my parents that I was interested in Ole Miss, and my dad, who went to LSU, said, "No, you're not." But then he laughed, and so we went to Oxford. We came to visit the campus, and I fell in love with the history, with the writing, the rich kind of legacy of writers that have come out of Ole Miss, and the attention that this university has to the liberal arts and to getting that whole education. And so that's what attracted me first, was just that history of writing and focus on it and love of it. And so, I came to Ole Miss and had a wonderful experience because there were so many opportunities to engage in the campus life. And I worked at the student newspaper. I was the editor of the Daily Mississippian, and I was on Channel 12 News Watch as an anchor for a little while as well, but was able to really learn about the school from that perspective of being a reporter and for looking for the best stories about the campus and for what was going to also help change minds and help change perspectives of our students at the time in my role as editor. And so I took that very seriously, and it gave me a great experience as a student, and then it really translated well into my career. The favorite part of my job is pulling together all of the varied pieces of my job. And, I've got social media and media relations and marketing and sports marketing and advertising. And when you have the opportunity to really engage all of those functions around the same message, it is so powerful. And that's the favorite part of my job, is bringing those teams together. An example of it would be when we were launching Priority Earth, which is our commitment to be carbon neutral by 2040 at FedEx. And we were coming out with this announcement, and traditionally we might have just put out a press release and done some media interviews about a commitment. But we realized this was really important to our customers and to our stakeholders and to our investors and our employees. And so we pulled every function within marketing communications together and said, we're going to do a huge announcement around this, and we need every channel pushing this message in a way that's meaningful for that channel, that makes sense for that channel and the audience that uses that channel. And so we were able to come out really big and to make a statement, and the ultimate goal of that was to help influence others. We want others to see that we are pushing the envelope when it comes to sustainability in our industry. We want others to join us. And we also were able to help influence minds around FedEx and to view us as an environmentally conscious company that cares about our world. And so we were able to use all of our assets as a company to tell that same message. And that is what I find the most rewarding in my role. What initially attracted me to FedEx was its involvement in the community. And I lived in Memphis, where FedEx is headquartered, and saw FedEx really making a difference in local nonprofits, being engaged throughout the community in many ways. And I knew that it was a company that had strong values and commitment to those areas where it operated, and I knew that was the type of company I wanted to be with. So that initially drew me there, and then what's kept me there is the varied nature of it. It's a global corporation. There's so much that you can do. If you get bored in one area, you can pivot and go to another area so easily, but you still have the same brand values, the same commitment to our people and commitment to our customers that you keep with you, but you can still do different things and continue learning and growing and contributing. FedEx, when it was founded, had a tagline that was absolutely positively was the tagline. And that was meant to communicate that if you had a package that was critical or precious, high value, you needed to have it shipped with a company that was absolutely positively going to get it there when you needed it there. And so that focus on reliability is what our company was founded on, and what drives us today and what differentiates us today from others is reliability and knowing that you can trust FedEx. However, we've evolved since then, and whereas we used to be started as an overnight delivery company, now we have delivery via ground and e-commerce. We're doing ocean. We have logistics operations. We've really diversified and grown, and so that our brand image has had to evolve with that. And we recently launched a new tagline, which is "Where Now Meets Next," and that is to signal that what got us here won't take us there, and it is so important that as a company, we are constantly looking ahead, and we are helping our customers look ahead and anticipate what's coming. And so we introduced that tagline really as we were coming out of the pandemic, as we were delivering vaccines for everyone. We said, this is the moment where now does meet next, and what's coming, and what are the possibilities that are out there, and how can FedEx help bring that for our customers and for our communities. And so that idea of forward looking, the hidden arrow in our logo also symbolizes that we are always thinking ahead, always moving forward. And we want to bring that to life through every touch point that we have. A successful integrated marketing communications campaign is one where you don't realize it is an integrated marketing communications campaign. It's where you have embedded your message so cleanly and consistently across all of your touch points, whether it is in your advertising, what your executives are talking about publicly, what people see when they go to your website, what they see when they interact with your employees. If they are getting that same brand message across all of those touch points, then we've done our job at integrated marketing communications. If you don't even realize that there's a difference, that if you're having that same type of experience, that's what we're looking to achieve. And so, we measure ourselves in a lot of ways, and we are always tracking everything we do and looking at how impactful it is and what type of return it is giving the company. But really, at the end of the day, we want everyone to know when they interact with FedEx that they are going to get that consistent experience that they expect. When I graduated, I knew that I wanted to be in communications, and I knew I wanted to do something that involved writing, whether it was journalism or corporate communications. And so I went to work for an advertising agency, and I encourage students to do that, because in an agency environment, you can work with different types of companies because you work with several different clients, so you can see different industries. You also have to do a little bit of everything. Whereas when you get into the corporate environment, you tend to specialize more. There's the social media team, there's the media team, there's the advertising team. And in an ad agency, you're doing all those things for your client, and it gives you a little taste of all the different functions. And so I really think that working for an advertising agency gave me experiences and perspective in a short amount of time that was like its own education. And so that was how I found my way and how I realized, okay, what I enjoy the most of all these different aspects is community relations. And that was the job that I started at FedEx, was in the community relations department. And then from there, always growing, always learning. And so I kept connecting with other teams within FedEx and looking at how they could help me amplify the community programs that I was responsible for. And so I was going to the advertising team and I was going to the sports marketing team and saying, how can you help me with my donations that I'm making on behalf of FedEx? How can we work together? And that gave me insight and exposure to other areas. And so that helped me learn and get new experiences to get to this point now where I have responsibility for all those different areas. Quality students need include, first and foremost, curiosity. You have to constantly be curious about the world around you, about the company that you're working in, about the people you're interacting with, and how can you help influence those different constituencies, or what are the possibilities and how can you help make things better. And always just having that open mindset, I think, is so important. And if we see people who aren't curious, who don't want to learn, that's a big red flag. And so demonstrating ways that you have explored other areas, or that you have tried new things, is really important to employers. I also think, just from a skills perspective, also demonstrating leadership in whatever you're doing. It could be a small, project that you're doing through a club that you're in on campus, and you can demonstrate how you took leadership and ownership of it, and you helped drive results or change something for the better. And being able to show that and being a change agent is also really important. And you can do that you can do that in a regular job that you have as a student. You can show how you helped make that job better somehow. You made whoever your employer was, you were able to identify improvements for them, and calling that out also really makes you stand out. But anything you can do that shows initiative, that shows curiosity, is going to be attractive to an employer.